Ladies and gentlemen, Hard Nosed Derby Podcast. What a fucking weekend.
If you didn't watch a show live, you damn sure could have for free.
Or for free.
Or for free. Or pay-per-view.
Yeah.
You had multiple options. Multiple in-person derbies on Saturday. Lynn, Missouri.
Yep.
Shit, my bad. 3. Lynn, Vienna,
Yep.
or Versailles.
Yep. You're going to have to kind of work with me today. I got a little bit of a cough going
He's
on.
got what I had the last month.
Yeah. So, kind of fighting that. We'll get through it.
What caused it?
I'm assuming being outside.
Sleeping too close to the crack?
Did
you have your fan on 4 instead of 2?
Yeah, but I slept like a motherfucker.
Sleep like a fucking truck.
So if I get to growling at you, just let me know. I'll take a drink of water or something.
Congratulations goes out to the winners of Versailles. Applefest, I believe.
Yeah.
Mr. Tyler Ray, like I said, we've talked about him, a huge supporter of Hard Nose. He got a big old fat dub. And
He deserved that fucking thing.
He's run his ass off all year long. He is limp shit back together.
The hours them boys spend in the shop, they deserve a dub.
The other night at Eldon, I asked him, I said, when do you two motherfuckers sleep? They said, we don't.
Because I've got them both on Snapchat, and I talk to them a lot. And I'll be texting them or snapping them, at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and then I'll wake up to a snap an hour before I got out of bed.
Yep. Yeah.
It's usually the forecast.
The other night, Tyler got the win. Henry Ray got second and a Mad Dog, and then AJ Bauer got third. What's weird is we always talk about progression and how everybody is taking this hobby that we all love so serious. I got a Snapchat at 2:30 in the morning, Sunday morning. Tyler already had the car in and was dissecting where it bent.
Yep.
And then pulled shit out of it by 7:30 the next morning. I don't know if it's sleep deprivation or pure devotion to the sport that fuels them guys. Because if you go and talk to either one of those guys, they don't give a shit. And you can see how they run. I don't know how many motors Tyler's been through this year, but it's several. I know he's got several transmissions that he's broke, whether it's the case, the shifter bracket, because he does run 5 speeds. It's just, I'm just going to say pure devotion to the sport that they love to do.
Yeah, because they love that shit. They got to give Henry props on the class that he was in the car that he was in. Because there's not a lot of people that's got that figured out yet.
Nope. And
I watched him. He doesn't back up very well.
To come off for somebody.
Yeah.
That's the only time.
Get it off the trailer. It's the only time he needs reverse.
That, I think, was pretty much what I would call a hobo build.
It was, and then he stacked the fuck out of plates on it.
Yep.
Which is what needed to happen.
Oh, yeah.
It's the only way to make those cars competitive.
Those guys are all going for the points championship because how it was broke down to me the other night was big cars, so street stocks and your stock cars, are one class, 1 points section. And then you had an overall champion as well. I know Eddie Chick I believe he's winning the street stock class. I think Tyler is winning the stock section, or hell, maybe Henry is, and then Tyler might be leading overall. But it's close. I mean, it's super close. So their Lucky Sevens Points Championship is October 14th. So it will be a week and 2 days after this launches. Am I correct? No. Shit, no.
No.
It's this coming weekend.
Yeah.
That will be at Lake Ozark Speedway.
That's supposed to be the big one.
It is supposed to be the big one. I do know they're giving a couple extra plates for each class. That did get told to me, to my persons at Eldon. Nobody's going to take fresh. I don't think.
You say that.
I say that, and then some crazy bastard in Eldon decides he's going to build fresh. We did kind of talk a little bit, and it was hurt pretty bad after Eldon show. His street stock was. It's going to have to come out, over, and down.
Been there.
Out and down isn't too hard. That side sway, that shit makes noises. That shouldn't make noises.
I asked about that shit when we was over at Hewlett's. And it's one thing to do with a full frame car.
Yep.
I get to pull around on a unibody. They don't like it. They don't like it at all.
At all.
You want to talk about some of the big show quotations?
We had Track Shot Live,
yep.
Minnesota Throwdown.
Where them crazy fuckers threw a bunch of cars on the track. And if you haven't seen, I'm not going to go into big detail on that because everybody's seen it. If you've been on Facebook and you like derbies, you've seen the pictures.
And if you haven't seen it, go to Track Shot Live.
Just type in Minnesota and it'll fucking pop up.
Yep. Free to watch for you. There was 101 cars on the track at one time.
I bet some of our guys thought we did that at one time.
Just like it was like 35. These fuckers tripled it.
Yeah.
Tripled. One thing that...
We would have to stack the motherfuckers.
Oh, yes.
All right, we're going to put this car on top of yours.
You can't park there. The MWFA class is a class that is starting to really take off. Even Lucky Sevens guys. They did some NWFA classes. Not every show. A lot of people are taking to it because it is, I'll say, beginner's class. So it's kind of like a gut and go, but you have more car options. Because if you watch Minnesota Throwdown, Jacob Prusman's in a sedan.
Right.
There's some few Lincolns, few Vics, metric GMs, the little SUVs, little trucks, sedans, W bodies.
It's just
or fucking everything.
It's like hey, you just bring something and run it into somebody else.
I know. Jacob got, I think, 10th out of 101, something like that. They said,
see that? I feel like that's a feat in itself.
Yes.
Because any other time you would have won 3 derbies.
Yeah. He lost.
Yeah, maybe 4. I'm serious.
Yes. He lost a bumper. And somebody, of course, the world of Facebook, somebody was pimping him and said, is that new bumper delete kit? He said, well, you can't weld the bumpers on in that class. So, that changes everything, in my opinion. In my opinion, it's a enjoyable class to watch. It's like a gut and go, but a little bit more, just because of the car choices.
It is, but it's just like, again, my indecisive ass for that class was like, what the fuck do I take to this?
Yes.
Because you'd be playing out the pros and cons of everything. Like, well, I can take a Ford. Or, oh, fuck, this would be a good time to waste that metric GM I've got out back. But I've got this fucking Bronco too. Like what?
Or I've got a van.
Yeah, I mean.
Or Dirty Sanchez has got a
W body
that I just won from a waffle.
Right.
What? there's a tremendous amount of options.
Because you know my feelings with compacts and full size running together.
Oh yes.
I don't like it.
We're gonna get into that too. But I want to give it up to Tix for trying.
Fuck yes, man.
To do
Everybody's
that shit.
looking for the next big thing.
Jake Cornelius. I don't think he went, but that's the one we were talking to him about, going to watch the farm trucks. And holy shit, those trucks got a lot more narrow.
I talked to him the other day, and he said something about his motor was out and headed for a bird.
Oh, a bird. So he's going to break them back out. Well, he's going to break one of them back out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guys, like I said, just go to Track Shot Live. Go right on YouTube, punch up Minnesota Madness, and you can watch both days because it was Friday and Saturday. The track was fucking enormous.
And I haven't got to watch all of everything yet. We usually jump right into this shit, but I had so much going on this weekend.
I got inebriated.
That I kind of felt like shit most of the weekend. Had a work deal
you took
Saturday.
the midgets to the pumpkin patch.
Yeah,
on Sunday. So
did the work deal Saturday evening. And like I said, I felt pretty much like shit all weekend, so that was fun.
Well, jumping into that, Halloween Havoc was on YouTube as well.
Yeah, and I don't want to get way into that yet because I want to watch it.
Well, the only part I'm going to hit, you just said compacts versus big cars. Okay? So, evidently at Halloween Havoc, it was all one and dones. Several features. They did like a wire class, a medium class, and a heavy class. Some old boy decided that he didn't want to run with compacts. He wanted to run with the big cars. Nebraska and Steinbeck. When you figure out that Larry has a couple guys that he, being his sons, we're running as well. The compact Lumina said he wants to go out, and they said, okay. We have seen compacts versus big cars. We have seen that.
Yeah, we did see it, but every time we've seen it, it's been not the right builds together.
This was a pretty good...
Yeah, but you know what I'm talking about, the Pinto wagon.
Oh, that was stupid built. But how many times has Cody Myers tried to run in big car?
And I like the guy a
in
lot.
big car class.
Because he's something.
Well, Larry's boy Alex was in Larry's car that he had at Salt Lake City.
Uh-huh.
They did the Utah start, and it happened so fast. We're watching a flip on the left side of the screen, and I didn't even see the Lumina get flipped on the other side of the screen.
10 seconds.
It was fast. It was fast. He did talk to Alex. They brought him up for the live feed, and he said that he said I get leery with those compacts against the big cars. And Gumby was really worried for the guy's safety. I wouldn't be worried for the dude's safety. I'd be worried for big car fucking suspension getting
Axles.
removed.
They're fucking axle deleting little bastards.
Ball joint knocking off motherfuckers.
Because you take them nose to nose, and I know that Clayton's going to give me shit over this. And, it won't just be Clayton. It'll be Tyler Pickens.
Oh, yeah.
All the compact guys. You take two cars that are built the same. You take a compact and a big car. I will go fucking nose to nose with you any day. As long as they're built the same.
Just don't want to go side to
That's what I'm saying. So that's really the only option they have.
Yeah.
Because you take a good built Cataract.
Oh, yeah. They're going to clear. They're going to clear a W body. That's what's going to happen. they're never going to go nose to nose. They're going to go fucking bumper to the front end of a hood.
Right.
And what's it going to do? Clear off everything. Any kind of carburetor, fuel injection, intakes, wiring. But it just comes down to, Alex did not want to take that chance.
I
The W body fucking suspension up.
You're not fault the guy whatsoever.
No, they had dudes on K-rails. They're just normalcy. But I mean, I see what the whole hype about the Golden Spike is, because you were sitting so close.
Oh yeah, they almost got fucked up.
Yeah, like
there was almost a car there with them
on the announcer's table. It moved.
Because they had them hay bales sitting up there. Yeah, they fucking moved that shit.
Right behind the K-rails. I mean, it's just stern dirt doing stern dirt shit.
Right.
Hell, Johnny was out there kicking some sort of fucking ball, like a beach ball, what had something in it. And I'm not sure what was in it. But if you hit it, they wrote you down and you got whatever was in that thing. That's just him giving back.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was a big-ass party. And I promise you,
that's where we should have
killer ass grub.
Should have went for that one.
I know. Like I said, we talked on after I had to come back to work, and it just wasn't in all the cards.
Yeah, we should have went out to that one instead of the other one.
I'm gonna go out to a couple next year.
So let's put the pause on Golden Spike at Halloween Havoc for a minute. Let's get to talking about this youth class.
Youth.
Everywhere.
Oh my God. Everywhere. Local here.
Yep.
Illinois.
Yep.
Utah.
Yep.
Ohio, Indiana, Pennsylvania, New York. I mean, you can just go on and on and on and on.
But there was a big one.
There was a ginormous one. All these little ones leading up to big.
You say little ones leading up to the big. Like we didn't watch some kids fuck some shit up at Night of Destruction.
Yes. You can't, you sit there and you watch Griff and Carly McAllister and Brady Ingram, driving like they're not 14, 15 years old.
No, but it all comes back to, look who rode with Griff. G-Rob.
Yep. Several shows.
You learn from who you're around.
Oh, yeah. It's osmosis.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure Griff was picturing Gary in here, in the passenger seat with him, telling him where to go. Hey, because Gary is very vocal with his hands.
Right.
Such as me.
Yeah, I wish y'all could see this motherfucker.
Well, we won't get into that, but you talk with your hands. So you've been in a car, you can't hear that fucking dude next to you.
Well, no, and even if I wanted to, I wouldn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So Gary would know that Griff could see his hands. So he wouldn't just hold him right out in front of him. He was pointing to get him in his peripheral to go the direction he needs to go.
Yeah, 100%. You got to... that class is gaining so much traction everywhere.
Yes.
But it was all leading up to Pennsylvania.
Yes.
For them.
Yeah. And I completely forgot about it until we got Griff on. And when you asked him about a bucket list show, He was like, hey, Frankie Guy, yeah, the Youth Nationals. And I just went, dumb ass, duh. So here's the deal. You get guys such as Johnny Gulo of Stern Dirt and his whole crew. If you want to show a Stern Dirt show in the youth class, you paid you $500 for your trip to Pennsylvania.
Or if you win 3 of them, he gives you $1,500.
Like Roxy Guns. It's not like these. any kid that's going out there is not their first time. It's not their first time driving.
No.
They've been in it for as long as they could, because usually most of it's 11 to 15 or 11 to 17, some of them. Roxy's dad got in touch with a guy from New York to build her car. In turn, Dave built a car for
him,
the New York guy. That wouldn't happen several years ago.
No.
And now for the good of the sport.
Well, it's not just that, man. Social media. I blame a lot of that on social media. Seriously. Because 8 years ago, you didn't have the Facebook following
Oh, no.
that any motorsport has right now.
No.
You can type in anything from wanting to find another partner on Facebook all the way down to finding whatever car you want.
Correct.
I mean, you can find anything. It's at the touch of your hand. There's a fucking Facebook group for everything.
Yes.
I mean, if you want to rent your wife out, there's a fucking Facebook group for it. Like, if you want to rent somebody else's wife, there's a Facebook group for that. There's,
and it's Instagram. It's not just Facebook. It's Instagram.
well, no,
it's
because they're all on the
Twitter.
same. They're all run by the same platform now.
Yeah.
Or
Twitter.
with Facebook and Instagram, they're the same now.
Yeah.
Like anytime you share a photo on Instagram, it asks you straight up, "Do you want this to go to Facebook?" 8 years ago, you didn't have that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, right now you can get on there and mid-mode demolition derby.
Mm-hmm.
There's fucking parts for days on there.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there's a discussion section. I don't know if everybody knows that, but there is. You go to that, it's full of people just talking. You can type in derby on your search category, and there's fucking list after page after page after page. Well, you didn't have that shit. Well, now there is, where you hear two dumbasses on a podcast talking about a derby out in Utah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've never had any interest in a fucking derby in Utah. Hold on, let me look it up on Facebook. Fucking Utah Derby, Stern Dirt, whatever. Click on it. Shit, I know some of these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, I seen that guy at Blizzard Bash. You know, I'm friends with this dude. What the fuck? Oh, okay, hit him up.
Yep.
Okay, hey man, remember whenever we talked 3 years ago out at Blizzard Bash?
I was drunker than 10 motherfuckers.
Yeah, dude. I watched some of that derby out there, man. Y'all are building some nasty shit. Oh, well, we're actually coming out your way for this youth. Well, fuck, man. I want to run out there in Utah. You all want to run here? Let me build you a car. You know, I mean, that's how. I'm not saying that's how that shit went down, but it can go down that way.
Oh,
because,
yes.
I just had the same fucking message the other day.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you who with. Well, you know who with. But
yes.
We're not going to tell everybody. I'm not going to have a fucking setup afterwards. This is what's going to happen. But he doesn't know yet. I'm going to make him let me run something. I will return the favor.
Well, that favor is a little bit different. 247 horse? 497 horse.
Well, he's wanting to run next year, so my motor should be fairly decent by next year.
Yeah, we don't derby here in the winter.
No.
But neither does he.
You're not running my caddy.
Oh, I don't need
No. That'll be folded in 47 fucking. That bitch would look like a Rubik's Cube by the time they're done with it.
Yeah, these
you
two
can put
dudes,
that fucker in like the stow and go.
I just know that one guy will appreciate the other motor I'm putting in his car.
Yes.
He'll be completely okay with that little small block Mopar.
It's just not a big block Mopar.
Yeah, because I've got a 400 that already has headers on it, cam and intake. It's been sitting in the shed for a long time. Might break it out for him though. Stuff it in some old iron for him.
It's so cool to sit back, because a lot of guys will ask us, man, what do you got? What do you guys got planned? What do you guys got planned? I completely, and I'll say this, I completely fucked up and didn't even think about the Youth Nationals.
Oh, I know. I dropped the ball on that. We've talked about it. Both of us were sitting there. We're like, how are we going to explain this one?
Yeah.
Well, here's our explanation. We fucked up.
Yes.
Oops. Sorry.
Yeah. And we've said that. I mean, there's only so
It was
many.
probably Tanya's fault, honestly. If you want to get it down to it was either hers or Lish's fault, honestly.
Yes.
What did we fuck up?
Yeah. See, she wasn't even paying attention. So it was definitely their fucking fault.
Lish ain't here. Fucking, I'm blaming her.
Oh, hold on. Before we go digging in deep, because it was their fault. So Lish opened her mouth the other day and ended up helping Cy's uncle at an auction down in the center. She forgot her wallet at home. I promise this is going somewhere. Just let me go with this. She forgets her wallet. I'm like, hey, I'll bring it down there. She's like, oh, fuck. All right. Yeah, go ahead. Well, we get down there, and we're lucky that I didn't come back with a whole motherfucking 3 semi-loads and shit. If I hadn't got talking to this old boy, I would have had a 67, 8 RV. It was on a Mopar running gear. And guess what was in it? 440 cubic inches of fire-breathing dragon with a 707 or 727 right behind it. I got to talking to this kid. He was what, probably 22, 23.
Early 20s.
He was like, man, I really want that motor. I was going to put it in this old project truck I've been working on. I'm like, fuck, I can't do that to this kid.
Yeah.
So we go over there, and they started out $75. I'm like, all right, you know what, fuck this kid. I'm like, let me have it. And he's over there. You can see him counting his money. Well, I fucking hit her at 185, and he's like, man, I got $200. I'm ready. And he did it, and I was like, fuck it, let him have it.
You just wasn't going to let him steal the sumbitch for $75.
Well,
There's that difference.
No. And then they sold 272 old. They were convertible Fords. One of them brought $110. One of them brought $75. Probably should have bought them both because they both had 9 inches under them. Not 31 splines, but you would have had the housings. Both of them had running 351s in them.
No, one had 400.
Which meant zero to me.
Yeah,
all that is a fucking boat anchor.
Core.
My truck doesn't have brakes. Slide that 351 out the back. Yeah. But just to let people know, hey, those podunk bullshit auctions, you know, children out there, kids listening, watch the auction block. Shit's still out there. You can still run a car.
Yep.
Because all you had to do was go buy them old Fords and then go ask Grandma and Grandpa that rusted out Vic that's sitting in the driveway, pull the body off of it, and slap it right on top of that convertible frame.
You'd have had a 9-inch.
Yep.
What did you end up with?
We don't even need to talk about that.
Yes, you do.
I bought a fucking mobile chicken coop.
That doubles as a deer stand.
It is what it is.
But it has a price.
I bought the motherfucker because it is a mid-70s 9-inch underneath of it. And I gave $45 for the whole thing.
So Lish got her chicken coop.
And I got another 9-inch.
I can't let you fucking go nowhere.
I don't know why I invited this cocksucker over here because I wasn't going to say anything about that. But anyway, back to the youth stuff.
Yes.
That's why I brought that story up. Kids, if you're wanting into this shit, there's still deals out there.
Oh, yeah. And there's always people like Austin Johnson and
Alan Brown, you know.
Alan Brown and Tony and Chad Bostic. Yeah. And, I mean, there's those guys that will help a youth kid out. How many times have we seen an entire bag of fucking DeWalt 18-volt cordless shit?
And we've got another guy right outside of town here, Micah. Mm-hmm. That dude will welcome anybody that is having a time like that. If there was a youth driver that come to him, he would open his shop with open arms.
Oh, yeah.
To help them get going. All he asks is for a little bit of money to replenish shit in the shop.
Yep.
And a little bit to keep the lights on out there.
Yep.
I mean, so
I think if it was for a youth kid, that was especially going to Pennsylvania,
you wouldn't have to worry about it anyway. I wouldn't have to worry about it anyway because I built out of that motherfucker. I would be more than welcome or more than glad to foot the bill on that shit.
Yep.
You know, especially keeping, you know, he wouldn't have to buy no welding wire, none of that shit.
Yeah.
Or her. I keep saying him. Or her.
Yeah, because there were several girls. that
No
went to
cats. I ain't
Pennsylvania.
putting no fucking cats in a car. That's where I draw the fucking line. Furry acting motherfucker.
No, they.
But the deals are still out there. I can't stress that enough. I want these kids to go out there. I want them to be beating that shit down. Whenever you go into the fucking gas station, I'm telling you, dude, I've run this shit so long and been looking for that deal because I like old shit. I like fucking junk. I mean, everybody knows that. I like fucking junk.
You own Dodges.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's been, I've got a soft spot for fucking old junky Dodges. I do. But I go into Casey's, I go into the fast lane, wherever I stop. I'll go over and look at their pin board.
Yeah.
Because any old school auctioneer that still fucks around with them old estate auctions and stuff, they've went in and hung a flyer up somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Go into your local cafe. There'll be one sitting on the fucking counter. Hey, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back with a special guest. And we're back.
Yes.
It took me a minute to get him in here from California. So I had to go meet him real quick.
It's a long walk.
We drug a truck and a trailer from the gas station up here.
That started in Pioneer, California.
Yeah.
Made a midway stop in Dunbar, Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
And stopped in Paris, Missouri on
It's
the
crazy
way
that
back.
they got to go to a derby and come down here and do the podcast.
We got Cameron and Kaitlyn Wilson
Yeah. We had him over the phone.
a while back.
I was talking to him about some junky old Mopars and whatnot.
Somebody else likes junky old
Junk and
bars too.
Mopar don't exist in the same sentence.
But yeah, he hit me up, what was that, last week? And you were like, hey, would you all be able to do it? I was like, yeah, well, whatever. Just let
we
us
make
know
it
when
happen.
you'll be here. And he was like, well, I'd probably be there about 9 o'clock Monday. I was like, I ain't doing shit anyway. Hell, I called into work today. I ain't going to work, so. I moved from my bed to the recliner, watched probably 15 episodes of Yellowstone, went out and took a piss off the porch, went back in, sat in my chair, and then I came here.
Show's addicting, man.
Yeah, it was, too.
It is.
It was rough. It's hard out there. Okay, so let's get into it.
Frankie Guy,
Yep.
Youth National Championship, Dunbar, Pennsylvania.
I mean, that's what all this was leading up to. Like,
Yep.
this whole episode, everything we talked about was leading up to this youth show that we kind of put on the back burner because we're stupid.
Correct. 50 youth drivers, 11 to 15 for him? Or is it 11 to 17?
16.
11 to 16.
Everybody's youth rules are different. Like,
Yes.
around here,
Yeah, it's like every single show. It's off
Yeah.
by a year or two in one direction or the other.
I know I can't ever seem to get in one. It's ridiculous.
I don't know. There were some that were damn near 6 foot in there. Like grown-ass men getting those cards.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, it was like whatever Trey Hewer
Oh, yeah.
used to. That dude was the same size as me.
Yep. 50.
But all it takes is one
Yes.
little chick that size.
That's right. To
to whoop
ruin
that
your
ass.
whole day. To ruin your whole day. And she wasn't the only girl there.
No.
You know, there were several girls there.
That was a stigma in the derby world for a long time that is not there anymore.
No. You almost
You don't have
never
to-
see powder puff derbies.
We don't need it.
Because they'd just rather go in there and junk your shit.
Well, shit, they've
That
proved
gets
it.
the
Like
deal.
around here, there was no youth class or anything. We had these girls that were coming up. They were just running with the guys.
Mm-hmm.
So that whole equality thing is totally stood true. I bet there's some guys out there that are like, we need to not let them do that anymore.
Yep. They got to vote, and now they can junk your shit.
Yeah.
So, Frankie put this thing together. This is not the first year. 50 drivers with a 30-car feature. 2 days, Saturday and Sunday. Of good builds. Nothing anything I saw, the cars, nothing was built over crazy. I'm sure everybody probably still had to cut. We know that stipulation. You always go and you're going to cut.
There were some that were cutting all day long.
Really?
Oh, yeah. There were some cars that were like, how is that still passing? But it was only a handful. But that's every show.
And that's the big deal with that. And you're going to get that. It's just like the Blizzard Bash, the big shows that you see. You're running all year to different rules, and then you're building to somebody else's rule set.
Yep.
Because this wasn't a unified rule set to qualify for this derby, correct?
No, not at all.
I mean, like, Utah's rules were different than Ohio's. And
Oh, yeah.
What she ran before was like straight chain and bang. It was
Right.
chain and bang with motor swap, and that is it.
Yeah. So you're going to get that discrepancy, especially whenever you have builders that their dads are who they are. You know, I mean, you've got guys that...
Will Steinbeck built a car for just a local kid for him.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Right.
That was a nasty car.
Yeah. Anything that comes out of Will Shop is going to be right.
Yeah.
It's
Had
going
some
to be
bad luck with
legit.
the tranny at the end, but that thing, that was a stout car for sure.
And I mean, like, the car that you all took out there, like, that wasn't no punk of a car.
No.
You know?
Oh no, it's
No.
still runnable.
Yeah.
We
Like,
drove it right back, swapped the cap and rotor on it, replaced the tie rod just because it was bent. It was easier that way. Just loaded the sucker right back up, pull it, plate it, it's gonna run again.
That sucks, though.
it does. Whenever you go to shows like that, like, I'm sure you were wanting it to be junk when you put it back on the trailer.
Very good.
We need the uniloader for it. No, we're going to drive it right in the trailer.
And that happens. Well, let's break it down. So you're rolling through tech. When did the nerves start getting to you? Or did they?
When I found out we were driving out here.
At least she's honest.
Yep. Now, whenever you got out there, went through tech, how bad was your cut list?
Not bad at all.
We did not cut a damn thing. We got to add a plate.
Oh, shit.
Everything was absolutely textbook. They said this, we got commended that it was super clean build and all that. And they said, okay, well, I guess you misunderstood this rule is about the front suspension tying it in. The way it was written, it sounded like you could put one, the 2x4 inch quarter plate to hold it down. They meant one per side of each A-arm.
Oh, so you were allowed 2 straps per...
Yeah,
Per
we were allowed
per
two.
rail.
We admitted the way the rules were written were really weird to us, and
Well-
we had everybody in the shop going, "What language is this in? This doesn't make any sense to
That's
us."
Ohio language
Oh, I had to bug the
and
hell out of
Pennsylvania
them a million times.
language.
Well, and we've talked about that a lot on here. It's everybody's interpretation of the rule set. That's why whenever you get all the drivers and stuff bitching, even in a localized area, hey, we want to run the same rules everywhere. We can all write the same rules, but the way that promoter interprets those rule sets is going to be different.
Yeah, and that was the big thing. Like some of the cars we were looking at, going, "Holy shit, how'd it pass?" That was all the locals that they knew exactly what they could do where and what is going to pass and what won't.
Correct.
And
I mean, it's just like right there. A lot of rules will read 2 A-arm straps.
Well,
But that's all it says, 2 A-arm straps. It
and
doesn't...
anytime I see that anymore, and I guess I've just learned from where we've been everywhere, I'm going to put 2 on each AR. I will cut them off when I get there.
2 on the top, 2 on the bottom.
Yeah, that's right.
Correct.
You said I could have 2 here and there.
You didn't specify. Gray area,
Yeah.
you know.
Because like on those Mopars, you don't really need an A-arm strap to tie those down.
Well, I mean, there's an A in trailing arm, right?
Because like all those Mopars, I put about a half inch of the plate on the A-arm, and the rest of it wraps underneath to the K member. Like every one of them that I've ever done. You beat it flat up against the subframe rail and wrap it underneath the K member. Because I don't give a shit what that front suspension does up there. I don't need it anyway. Whenever I'm done with those Mopars, they're usually touching the ground anyway. Underneath the firewall.
That should be any car. Done's done. You ain't done till you're in the dirt.
And so I definitely did that with my last one.
So Kaitlyn got nervous as soon as you got told that you were going.
Mm-hmm.
And taking a car.
Yep.
You get through tech, actually a little light. You got to add a plate. Heat draws, how did they work?
When we registered into,
You getting nervous now?
When you first.
It's
Ain't no reason to be nervous, girl.
When we registered at first, they
like
they drew chips.
You don't have to be nervous at all. Like this,
You didn't know when
we
you
didn't
drew
know
chips.
I got you because we won't.
Thank you.
Like we're not. There's no pressure here. So if you need help, just be like, hey, I don't know, because I do it all the time
Phone a friend.
to him.
Volunteer your trip.
Okay, so when you registered, that's when you drew your chip. How many heats did they end up having?
4.
4? So will they do 4 of 12 and somewhere in there?
I think they were all like 14, 15-ish, something
They
like
had
that.
12,
There were
but they were
12
missing.
and 13.
Yeah,
12
12 and 13s.
3, and they only had 11.
And then they only took 3 out of the heat to the main. Is
It
that
was
right?
6.
6.
6, yeah.
And you missed it out of your heat by 1.
Yep.
Were you mad?
Yeah. I just couldn't take it anymore. The boys were pinballing me around. I would have broke my wrist.
And then the tire fell off.
Then the tire fell off.
Then the
I
tire
broke
fell
my
off.
It was sputtering on her with that carb plugging up, and she ended up dead center in the arena, and they were just
TNO.
from every direction. They went from, okay, this thing looks nice and fresh, to wire the fenders in the carburetor, and now one of the rear tires on the ground. Shit.
Well, yeah, but that's something to say about the driver at that point because she didn't stop until it was time to stop.
She kept trying to start it, but she'd get hit and her hand would move all over the place.
Yeah.
Couldn't get on the button.
And that's another thing, like, that people don't understand when these youth drivers are out there. They don't have the experience that these veteran drivers have as far as, like, you know, where they need to start at with that.
Because Steve's interview with her, this is her 3rd time in a car.
Yeah. That's
First
what I'm
one, she won. Second one, she ran 3rd. And then Cameron takes her to Pennsylvania.
His truck. Mine would make it out here. I need 3 freaking drums of oil to get
Is
it
it a
out
Dodge,
here as bad
too?
as mine leaks.
Is it a Dodge, too?
Yeah.
You shut your mouth. That was
See?
a loaded question. That's bullshit. And objection.
And we were pulling
Overruled.
Jesus all the way here. Oh, it was
We won the
beautiful.
group.
So you go in your heat, and not the outcome you wanted. You go and you get. Did you guys have to work all? Did they let you have the cars all night?
They let us, basically, we got it, went out there, threw a tire on the front, so we didn't have a flat to roll it back easy. Just basically got it to where we could put it back on the ground, throw an axle in it, fix the front flat, and then we're too tired for this shit. We'll come back in the morning. But we had plenty of time.
Did you all like the format of the way they had it set up out there? Like, as far as how they run it and all that stuff? Did you?
Yeah, they hit it harder out there than they do in California. So it's a lot more fun.
A little difference from a chain car to what they were running, too.
Oh yeah.
Did you feel like you were in the same category as driver, or did you feel outdrove, or did you feel, were you okay with where you were at, I guess?
I feel okay when I'm in the car, and then the more experienced boys who are older have done it longer. They drive there more. It kind of put me down.
I gotcha.
I mean, because you get kids like Cam Penwell, dude,
Oh, I know.
who is from Ohio, and he runs everywhere.
Right.
There were some of them that were driving smarter than 99% of drivers I've ever seen.
Mhm.
I mean, they could have picked a lug on your tire.
Yep.
Dude, it was
Yes.
nuts.
This was also the first year that they've done youth derbies in California.
Yeah. That they almost don't exist because they're...
Insurance.
Yeah, the
Well-
biggest tribe is California Sioux, and they love to sue everybody.
I think I really think the way that the youth is picking up, it's pretty much nationwide. I mean, now you've got Utah that is going in at full force too. I think he was trying to implement. He said it might take a little bit, but get some of their stuff out towards the California area, and kind of do not really what Frankie's doing, but have more just the West Coast, not really national, just the like a West Coast branch of the Nationals. And like we've said, the stuff that these guys like Frankie and Johnny and whoever is making this youth stuff happen, because we've always said, if we don't have youth, this sport's dead, dudes.
She's future.
Well, yeah,
All of them are the future.
that's the way this works. I mean, that's 100% how this works. Like, you are the next generation of Derby driver. Like, you are the ones that'll keep this sport alive.
Yep.
I mean, because the rest of us will be old and decrepit, and that's whenever we become fans. So that had to be a bucket list Derby for you. Like, I mean, that had to be one of the things that you, like, after you qualified, that, I mean, you had to be excited for that, right?
Yeah, once I qualified, it was like a feeling that if I could go, that would be amazing. Once in a lifetime opportunity, maybe not be able to go out there ever again.
Where do you want to go next? Or do you want to do it again? Or
I want to do it again, but I don't want to drive all the way out there.
Well, how about next year you leave a little earlier and you guys can just stop here for maybe a day and a night?
Well, where's the youth derbies here? We'll just go here.
that's what I'm saying. Maybe she could go out and run the youth nationals again, and if something stupid happens, they still got a car, they can bring it out to the shop and we can run it again here.
Then all you'd have to do is get in it.
Yeah.
Because like the youth show around here, unless you're going towards Illinois to Austin Johnson stuff, which we call hobo stock big cars.
It's did you happen to catch any of like Peoria or anything like that? Like it's pretty much Sam Williams hobo class.
Yes.
Yeah, the verbiage is a little different, and even like sometimes one person's stock class or hobo class or whatever, you look at the rules, it's completely freaking different.
Well, you remember? Well, whenever me and you first started talking, I told you I was taking that New Yorker.
Yeah,
That's what I took out to Peoria, and it was straight up no plates, one down tube to the body, which unibody car.
yeah. I mean,
But-
limited weld. Kind
Yeah.
of deal.
No creasing.
Yeah, no creasing, nothing.
Motor swap. Rear end swap.
5/8 pieces of all thread in the front. Like, it was pretty stock. 5 on 5 off on, or no, it was just a total of 6 inches of weld on the doors,
On the doors.
and only vertical seam. So I mean, it was stock. So that's what our hobo class is here.
But you can put any motor in it.
More or less, it's a stock class of motor swaps.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's like Spring Extreme back there that Blaine Williams ran in Yuba City. That's basically what it is. We got 10-inch bumper brackets, stock bumpers, motor swaps, and that was about it. It was super limited on everything. Definitely
And then-
a driver's derby.
And then you jump up into what I called our stock class. And that was 6 plates, 4 down tubes, tank protector touching, replica bumpers. You could shorten the front 6 inches. Or, well, what was it?
To the
Depends
course
on who
or
you are.
whatever.
Right.
Depends on who you are.
Lincoln.
Somebody tries to cut off like 12 inches.
How you measure 6?
Well, it was to the center, or to the front of the front body mount.
Yeah, that's like ours. Usually if you can cut them down, it's to the front body bolt.
Right.
Yep.
Well, and if you take the Lincolns,
You get an extra 2.5 inches.
yeah,
Off
of
because it's got that stupid piece that sticks out in front of the course board.
Yeah, well, lots of like back home, a lot of it'll say if you can cut, it'll say to the front body bolt or core support,
Right.
whichever is farther forward.
Right. But so, did you like this build of car better than the wire or the chain and bang stuff? Did you like being in a little heavier built car?
It didn't really make a difference to me, except I couldn't do as much on this car than I could on the other car.
I gotcha.
A little more welding, a little more. Yep.
But that'll all come with time, and then we'll be welding his stuff up.
His stuff.
So you got unfortunate events in the heat. You go out, you get it, you guys get it fixed. You go to the consi. How many cars were in the consi?
I don't even know.
A lot.
Yeah.
I think it was like 17, 18 or something like that. I can't even remember.
And then you had unfortunate event of cap and rotor getting knocked off.
Yep.
Did you think you had the car to get through to go to the main?
I really did, but nose-to-nose hit kind of just blew it.
Yeah, she had it. And
Now, did you instigate the nose-to-nose hit, or was somebody
it just
coming?
something that-
Somebody was coming. He just kept hitting, and I got stuck against the wall.
Oh. Wall shot, nose-to-nose. That'll wreck some shit. That will. So, I think it's probably an experience like you've never had before.
Yeah.
And hopefully you decide that you can qualify and go back, because what, can you go 2 more years? Is that right?
not even sure on that one.
I don't know.
She's got a piece of paper that said yeah.
4?
So how old are you?
12.
She's
So
12.
you said 16.
16.
Yeah, 16. So yeah, she's got 4 years. You'll be bored with it by then and be like, all right, I'm ready to run with the big boys now. Especially whenever you're out driving all the youth drivers. You'll be like, yeah, this is boring.
Be fishing for the local shows to lower the age.
We've seen a lot of our youth guys around here, that was doing that. Back whenever youth wasn't a big thing, but they were kind of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
We had Mason Larson,
Junior Cardwell.
all those guys, they were running hard, like the youth stuff, like Blizzard Bash and shit like that. Well, then they were coming home and they were like,
Yeah.
yeah, we're going to stomp your all's ass real quick. We're going to cash these checks at home.
Yep.
And then we'll go out there.
And cash a big one.
Well, I mean, Trey was running at the Bud Shootout.
Mm-hmm.
Bacon,
In the youth class.
Yeah. You had him, Lane Baker. The youth class is awesome up until you are ready to not be in the youth class anymore.
We talked to Roxy Burns in Utah, and she's almost. She turns.
She's what?
She's 16.
Yep.
Okay.
So out there, it's when you're 17, and she said she turned 17 in July, so she can run beginning of the year, and then then she's done. Just her family support. I mean, her dad and her brother, they run full time out there anyways, but they put every piece of preparation into that car, just like Dave does into his and Roddy does into his, and
That Lincoln was nasty. She's got a whole lot of support. The whole family's all about it. They're super good people, and they're all about Derby.
yes, they are.
Well,
So I definitely, because, like going out there, Roxy was considered West.
Mm-hmm.
Trevor, the kid that Steinbeck built for, he was considered West. It's like, how the hell's Nebraska West? So, of course, I started making some phone calls, some contacts, like, hey, we are the West. We need to do something here because we're all going to get smoked out there. So, of course, at least you got to run with some big guns going out there.
Yeah.
Pun completely intended, Roxy.
I almost died the whole time we were interviewing her out there at Utah. That was one
Smile never got off her face.
well, she just won.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have either. I don't ever get that feeling. So
I'm with you. It's okay.
But the the somberness you figured would kick in
not at all.
in a few minutes,
No.
but not her. I mean, and Johnny told her, he said, if she wins, she's getting on the car. And I'm
They're
like, what?
16 years old. Well, she's 12. Like, they bounce back a lot faster than we do.
Oh, I promise you.
Like, by the time I'm out of a car, I'm already sold. I'm like, I just need some Tylenol. I'm going to go lay down in the trailer for a minute.
3 beers and a shot.
Yeah. So, what determines your car choice for out there?
What, it was because it was free?
The car was given to me.
Well, that's a good free car. Like,
She
for
hasn't
reals.
had to pay for a car yet.
No, I haven't.
I don't know what the magic is, but I sure as hell don't got it.
Any 12-year-old girl that come up to me and I had a line of cars out back, and she's like, I really want one of those for a youth class. I'm like, well, just go pick whatever.
Pick one that you know you can run.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care. If it's the one with my motor and shit in it, take it. You're 12 and you want to run a derby, get it.
Yes.
I don't want to say, did this one get delivered too?
No.
Or you went and got it?
We went
Oh, the
and got
first
it.
one got delivered to us. And they had to work real hard. They had to drive down to the valley to go get this one.
Is this a California thing or what? Because dudes around here don't do shit like that.
So,
Extra $300, I'll deliver it to you. Bitch, you're 45 minutes from me. So,
but you're driving by my house.
Oh, he was coming to deliver some stuff because I was putting him in the car. So. But Lauren's about as good as they come. That first car that was delivered.
Because what was it? It was a Crown Vic, wasn't it?
Yeah, Mercury or same shit.
What year was it? Was it pre 98 or was it a 98 to 02?
01.
01?
And were you all allowed watts?
Yeah, watts conversions.
Yep. Oh, so you had it. That probably would have been my choice car for that too. Because I seen that it looked like there was quite a bit of square body stuff out there.
There was a few.
Yeah, I mean, and whenever I say quite a bit, 6 probably.
Yeah. I mean, you don't see them very often. That's the deal anymore. I mean, you don't see
Because
hardly any
everybody
square
figured
bodies.
out what these 9802s were.
Yep.
Well, if you could find an old HD or something like that, change the game.
But for some
Here we go.
reason,
I'm not getting into that argument. I'm not sold on the whole HD bullshit.
I'm not sold on this metric shit. I want old iron.
You can't find that here. That's not here. Scrap got up to $300 a ton, and all that shit disappeared.
We saw a shocker roll through the pit. We saw a 76 caddy roll through there.
Well, no, there's caddies here.
The only shiny things that were in there.
I can take you to a spot where it's 2 doors for days.
as far as your eyes can see.
Actually, I can take you to a couple spots.
Yes.
Because every time I go over there, I'm like, these are so stealable. But then I get to thinking about whose they are, and I'm like, that motherfucker will shoot me.
Twice.
Even though he knows me. Like, he will
Yes.
definitely shoot me.
Just shotgun in the ass or something like that. I mean, he ain't going to shoot you to kill you.
Well, I guess that's my next question. How clean are the cars out that direction?
They're really clean. There's hardly any rust on them.
Yeah, it's because we always see it here. This is a California car. I'm like,
I mean,
$1,800, 98 like, get the fuck out of here.
I mean, the tech guy was looking for rust on my car. Couldn't find any except the bumper, which did not come from that car.
There was arena sand still in the shocker bumper that was on the rear. It's like, there's rust in there. That's sand, bro.
See, we have a lot of trouble around here. Our car is like, you'll buy a black frame, Lincoln, Crown Vic, whatever.
Till you pull the body off of
And
it.
then you peel the body off of it, and you start looking inside the frame, and they rust from the inside out.
See, and that's the thing. We didn't even start hearing that stuff until we had a few guys fly out to tech some of these bigger shows back there. Like, oh, the black frame on this, black frame on that. They're all black. What the hell are they talking about? Unless you got it off the coast, you pull it out of Monterey. Yeah, the salty air will chew the hell out of them. But
Well, I can take you out to the field right now, and you don't even have to get under these cars. You can go, yeah, that's there's rust on it.
Yeah.
And I still gave $300 for it.
That body mount swells up a little bit.
that's the most I ever paid for a Vic was $300.
Yeah, see, oh, shit. You can't.
We need to rent semis.
I
I'm
got
not
a buddy
driving-
back there that just sent a whole car hauler back. He said there was like 9 cars or something. It's all Vics. I was like, how much you getting that it's worth doing that? But apparently it was.
Yeah.
No offense to you all, but you couldn't pay me to drive a semi in fucking California.
No. No. I didn't even
You
like
all have
driving
to
a
meet
car
me
in
outside.
California.
All right.
They're both driving them out.
Yeah.
Hey, we're still in a free county, okay?
Because whenever I was hauling campers, like, I wouldn't go. My truck was deleted. I was like, I am not dealing with that shit.
Yours the only one? I said we live in a free county.
I heard too many horror stories. So, what are you thinking next? You gonna fix this and run it somewhere else, or?
I can't run it anywhere back home. So,
With the rules set the way the cage is set up and things like that, there are no youth derbies that'll allow it. The only derbies that the way the cage is built and stuff like that is like VNR Motorsports. So you get like, I can't remember, it's like 16, 18-inch bumper brackets. You get you get like 20 inches of plate or something like that. 24-inch hump plates, kickers, the whole 9 yards.
Oh,
It's
shit.
Like, it's that VNR is like Blizzard Bash shit.
Okay, yeah.
Not quite, but pretty damn close. Some of them build them like that.
That's not even something I would want.
Yeah, that's not even
Like that's
fun
some
anymore.
like VNR stuff. Like Ryan Shivers runs that.
I got you.
Oh.
Exactly. That's all I had to say. And he shows up, and it's like, oh, yep, well, Ryan showed up. Have fun with that check.
Will the bank cash that out?
You gonna build something for next year? You thinking or?
Yeah, we're gonna do spring stream again.
Perfect.
And that's the Williams show up on the north end.
Yeah,
correct?
it's Yuba City. Yeah, it's about an hour north of Sacramento.
Which I watched that this spring. It looks like it's just out in like the middle of a dirt field. I mean, it's
Yuba City. It's a farm town. That's 90% of California. It's 90%
No,
of
you
California
just
is in the
hear
middle of nowhere.
about. You just hear about the rest of it.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Everybody they laugh at me because I compare California and Illinois a lot. Because you don't hear about the good parts of Illinois. All you hear about is Chicago.
yeah, it's the bad.
Well,
it's
it's
the
like
shit
here.
parts.
You don't know what Yuba City looks like? Walk outside the door. That's exactly what Yuba City looks like.
That was my next. What did you think of the trip out here? I know it was long, but you got to see a lot.
Yeah, it was pretty scenery coming up here, but I'm not driving all the way out again. No way.
You all haul my car out here. I will meet you there on an airplane.
You got Dale Earnhardt that shit. Like, I will fly, I will show up, I will drive it, and I'll see you guys in a couple days when you get back.
I'm all about that.
I don't know that I'm still 100% sold on it, but
Vagina.
It depends on who's building. If you got somebody you can trust, why the hell not?
right.
If you see their stuff and you know that they go
Because
you know,
while we were out
bolt
there,
for bolt with you, then
because while we were out there in Utah, Johnny was like, "You just bring your motor and transmission out here."
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "We'll build the car here. Buy the car here, build it here." And I was like, "No."
I was working with a boy from the Dakotas there that we were gonna do that. As I was gonna build something, he's like, just let me know. I'll drive out there a week ahead of time with my drivetrain. We'll slap it in there. We'll have a hell of a party.
Well, I've been talking to Casey Johnson and Marty Million,
Casey built a nasty car.
trying to get them to come out here. I was like, "We'll throw some hobo cars together. You all fly out." I was like, "I've got enough shit to put 3 cars together."
You ain't gonna have none of it to get back
That's
when
fine.
they're done with it.
No.
Just throwing
I'll
that
put
shit
the
out there.
Mopar motor in one of them so he can't burn it up. You can't get it hot enough.
No, but he can explode the transmission.
Well, that's a given. That's
Hey, this one still runs, okay? I didn't drive it, didn't lose a reverse.
that was my next question. What drivetrain are you running?
367/27.
See, there's where I was at. You didn't even know that, did you?
The only Mopar in the whole show, and everybody's in tech, and they're like, what in the hell is that? A motor that runs?
My dad talks about these.
But I tell you, that was one of the lopiest sons of bitches out there.
I'm gonna tell you, I can't hate on Mopar motors. I can't. Their transmissions are fucking garbage.
Yeah, but you can fix that now. That is a totally fixable problem. And I've told you this. They're making an adapter plate. You can put a 400 right behind them.
I know, but it's still then it's a hybrid. It's not true.
It's still a Mopar motor.
But see, Kaitlyn, question. Did it ever get hot?
Not really.
Did it always rev to the moon when the carb was cooperating?
Yeah.
Does it still go forward and backward?
Yep.
Absolutely. Home built. Not by me. I suck at that. I'm just good at melting them down.
Which is kind of hard to do.
But the Mopar, every single motor I had, even her mom's motor that they lent to me, and I kind of roached the thing. I lost the oil pressure in the heat, and they said, "Well, it's a stock motor. Screw it." And
I seen a dirty look over your shoulder as soon as you said that.
It was probably a motor I gave to her. Ran it down to 4th in the main. Oh my god, it stopped running. It still ran the next day. You wouldn't want to hear it, but it ran.
Once it cools off, they'll fire up. I can't see how, and I don't know why, but they
So,
do.
as far as coming out this way, what was your favorite part of that show?
Being able to know what it's like driving out there compared to back home, and being able to run with people who are more experienced than I am.
Do you feel like you learned
Yeah,
from it?
I learned a lot.
Did Roxy kind of take you under her wing and for the weekend?
Kind of, but we kind of just like stuck with each other and helped each other out. I didn't
See?
roll her over like I did my last person.
Well, let's get into that. Let's hear about that.
Spring Extreme first derby, I had an ally with one of the girls who were driving, the only other girl, and I ended up rolling her over an accident, trying to push her out of a hole.
It was an accident.
An accident.
She was stuck in a pretty deep little hole. She just came in a little hot, and it dug right in, and they went for a ride.
That's pretty badass, though, if you think about it. First show, helping somebody out.
12.
Well, I mean, it was that Mopar more power, you know.
There we go. See, I like him.
I'm outnumbered, and this is bullshit.
This is the second time that's happened to you recently.
It is.
Can we go start it up real quick?
This is bullshit.
That Mopar ran with a blown head gasket with water.
Like I said, I can't hate on the Mopar motors.
I mean, I got first in it with a blown head gasket.
Yeah.
Literally water.
The same damn motor.
Same motor.
I ask everybody, I run a local derby here a couple of years ago, and I asked everybody, I was like, you think that radiator's good? Because it was twisted, but it wasn't leaking. And everybody's like, yeah, man, I wouldn't fuck with it. Like, it's not leaking. It's in there. We're not going to have to cut anything, you know. We're going to have to cut the core support up if we change it. I was like, all right, fuck it, leave it. So I jump in it, fired up. We're headed up to the starting line. Poof! Right before I pull on the track. Everybody's like, what do you want to do? I was like, send this motherfucker. I was like, take the cap off of it. It'll run better.
So don't build no pressure. We don't want that.
Dude, I ran a few mains with no water.
Oh,
Screw it.
yeah. We went out there, and I'm telling you, the longer I run, the better it was running. Because I run out there at Blizzard Bash that time. 2 GMs burnt starters up in the parking lot, trying to get them started. It was so cold outside. Mine was running like dog shit. Everybody was like, what are we going to do? I had to run it for like 30 minutes. It was finally starting to build a little heat. I said, fucking drain the water out of it. It'll run. Because it was 7 degrees out there.
Put some good oil in it and send it.
Yeah.
Let her warm up. She'll be cold-blooded.
And it run. I mean, the longer I run out there at Bash, the better that car was running. I'm just sold on the Mopar motors. And I've had
Like I
really
said,
good luck
I
with
can't
that
hate on
GM
it.
this year. I really have. Like, it wouldn't quit. So I run it. It never shut off or anything. But I run Blizzard Bash for 18 minutes out there and never had to refire that Mopar. It never died.
I'm going to keep my comments to myself tonight.
As you should.
He's looking a little red over here. We can go do some lawn jobs right now.
Is this, Kaitlyn, I'm going to ask you. This, I'm sure, is, I mean, here's the deal. You've run 2 national level shows out of 3 of your shows. Mm-hmm. Spring Extreme, Youth Nationals. Is this something that you think you're going to want to stay in because it's family? Or are you maybe seeing yourself maybe just another year or 2 and then you just kind of move to the side?
No, I'm staying in. This stuff's awesome. It runs in the family, and it's great. I love the sport.
She's got reinforcements coming from my boys. My oldest has no interest, but the next 3 are chomping at the bit. They're like, where's the lowest age show at? I'm like, dude, I don't got the gas money for that.
Missouri. I bet we're one of the lowest.
11.
11.
We had 11.
Yeah, I think it's 11 there, and like Spring Extreme.
I may or may not have let a 9-year-old run in the gut and go one time. That kid was reading at an 11-year-old
Yes.
age.
We did an IQ test on him
Make
first.
sure you put your boots on before they measure you for the ride.
Well, and he was a little bit bigger kid, but he was 9 years old. Everybody was like, "How do you know?" I'm like, "Man, I said, I can't not let this kid run." Like he drove the car up here by himself to the tech line. I was like, and didn't argue with me near as much as this dipshit over here. I was like, this kid knows what he's doing. We can put him in a regular class. I don't give a shit.
And I mean, that's the thing around here, like this area, like in Madison, it's, the 11 to 15, but they're
Front wheel drive.
front wheel drive cars.
So you got your Luminas, your Camrys, the Ford Tauruses, shit like that.
Minivans.
That almost don't exist out there besides like MWFA stuff. No one. We got so much of the other stuff, no one really cares.
See,
And, well, if they're non-weld, they don't last that long. But I tell you about that show back there, those mini mods were nasty. Those things were moving.
that's his favorite class.
No, it's not.
Oh, I have no. I can hear the bullshit in your eyes every time I listen to the show.
That's his favorite class. It really is.
I was doing good this time. I hadn't said anything bad. About
Is there like video evidence somewhere?
Video didn't happen.
There's pictures that show up on Facebook. From
Yes,
time to
there
time.
is.
Well, you know that one year we were watching Blizzard Bash at our house, and you were laying on the floor playing Uno during the complex.
And that's bad. Because we actually knew the dudes that were running. He was still doing it.
That sounds like something I would do.
So you are planning on running some more. You want to run Spring X next year.
Nope, Spring Extreme.
He calls it Spring X.
It's Spring X back there. It's 2,000 miles from here.
There's only one Spring X.
No,
Have you been there?
There's two.
Spring X? Mhm.
No, the other one.
No.
I can see it.
It's a whole ass party out there too. Oh yeah, Blaine gave us a whole bunch of hats.
But they do different stuff. Because the second day out there, they were doing like tough trucks.
Well, the
and
first day was tough trucks, mud bogs, that kind of deal, and it's everything from like full on like desert trucks to they pulled a piece of crap CRV out of the tow yard and they're just sending those things.
Yes.
See, I think we ought to go maybe check that out.
Exactly. We'll get you on a plane that far.
When is it?
If you're drunk enough, you'll go.
April, you just announced the dates.
It's in April.
Yeah.
That is such a busy month.
It's beautiful weather in April.
It can't be too much farther than where we flew. Like, it can't be another couple hour flight. I mean,
If that.
You guys flew into Salt Lake?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's in Salt Lake to there. Yeah, it's like hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. It's not bad at all.
3.5 hour flight. Like, I could have handled another hour and a half.
We're going to have to start another account so we can get these frequent flyer miles and shit.
Yeah.
Is what that's sounding like. I'm game.
I don't care. It doesn't matter to me.
Told you I'll do anything once except meth and gay.
There we go.
What'd he say?
We got a candidate for a tough truck back here.
No, I've got big plans for Cy next year. I'm going to get a hold of Clayton. I still want to sponsor one of them buses. But I ain't driving it. We'll put,
Drive it.
Where's this at?
Griggsville.
Griggsville?
I got a CDL. No
There we go.
No passenger.
No. Griggsville. Bus Derby.
Bus Derby.
I got a CDL. No passenger. No
April
seat.
6th and 7th.
Nobody wants passenger doors.
April 6th and 7th is Spring Extreme. You
My
said
April-
Yuma City, California?
Yes, sir.
My April schedule will all depend on if I go run Cornhuskers.
That is the same weekend, isn't it?
It'll all depend on how those tickets to Sacramento come in.
Well, that's always the determining factor.
I'm sure we can figure it out.
I don't know. I'll have my tax money back by then.
Well, I mean, we had to get her out of here somehow.
$20 is $20.
How are you at Poland Motors?
You got a torch?
That's all we need. Torch.
So how was the track out there?
It was muddier than Spring Extreme, but I liked running it more because it was less dry. It was harder too.
Yeah, way different.
Well, you're talking completely different soil consistencies
Yes.
from what you're used to. And I mean, like, I know that everybody kind of, but it's drier where you all are at.
It's sandy clay,
Yeah.
but it's usually it's deeper
Right.
is the thing a lot of the time.
And see, we're more of a topsoil clay. Even in Pennsylvania, it's the same way. So there's not sand. We don't have sand here.
None.
Like, we don't, that's not a thing.
Black dirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even where we're at, we've got red clay. Red. We've got,
Oh, yeah.
It's fucking sticky ass clay here. Like, you all are sitting 2 blocks from where we had the biggest derby we ever had. 180 cars right down the hill. And that track is as hard as this concrete floor. And I proved that the night before the derby.
Mm-hmm. He roasted his tires plumb off his
Blew the
3/4
tread
ton
flow
Dodge.
off of him on the middle of the track. Cutting donuts.
Not saying he had any beer in him.
I was hammered drunk. Somebody called me mid donut. I was like, "Hello, bro." They're like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Cutting donuts."
Sometimes a little deeper though. It's good for the show. Like when you accidentally roll your friend over.
Ours was that track was so hard down here that, I mean, it was breaking shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you cut the wheels too hard and turned, because it was a bitey, that clay was like it was tacky.
Tacky concrete.
Yeah.
Yes.
You put a lot of that drag racing juice on there for got a little too tacky for you.
Little pimp juice.
No,
Yep.
just side comes in and puts way too much fucking water on it.
I do not.
Did.
I had to cut the berm out.
Well, we're still taking an ass eating from it.
Water's evil, dude. Our home track, we used to jokingly call the corner of it Lake Amador because, dude, you'd be swimming every time you were near
Yep.
that damn thing. Luckily, the last few years, we got a hold of it, and we're like, hey, we control the track or you're not getting a damn show because it was getting ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
And the last few years have been hard.
Yeah, why go?
I mean-
I mean, that's the deal. Unless it's Mother Nature piss and rain everywhere, you should not have to worry about burning your shit up because the track is garbage.
Yep, don't cut it deep and don't drown the hell out of it.
Yep.
Give us enough traction, just enough friggin' water on it
Little
to
bit
not
of-
dust everybody out.
A little bit of slime on the top, and then it will all turn in to hauling ass.
The other night at Madison was like the best track in Madison I've ever
Yeah.
been.
Yep.
So, what do you do in your free time?
I pretty much just do schoolwork, then help out the neighbor kids with all kinds of stuff.
So, no sports or anything like that?
During the summer, I do swim. Tried getting into basketball at school, but I couldn't.
Derby cars are more fun.
Yeah, and I had ankle problems, and I still do, and I couldn't play.
No, that's okay. You don't need your ankles that much in a derby car. You can wear a brace for that. We can put a hand throttle in it. Take the ankles completely out of the equation.
Oh, my.
Yeah, I'm not a very good influence when it comes to that stuff because
No.
I'm not a sports person whatsoever. Motorsports. Do you have a bucket list show, like whenever you get older? Is there somewhere you want to run?
Blizzard Bash.
Damn.
That was quick. Any clue what class? Are you wanting to run like full on nationals, or are you thinking light welds or street stocks or?
I don't know. We've just had buddies go out there, and seems fun being out there. Everyone talks about it.
Well, I mean, not to probably get some death stares here in a minute, but that youth class is really coming on out there.
It's a shorter drive than Pennsylvania.
It is.
I promise
very
you.
much
I mean, we're not even there yet. I mean,
so. And yeah,
we're driving west and we haven't even made it to
which
Kansas.
you are 3 hours
3.5 hours
from Topeka, Kansas,
right now. From Southwest Topeka Boulevard.
Yep.
So what you're saying is there's no excuse for you guys not to be there if we do.
Oh, if you all show up, I'll go 100%. I went out there on a whim one year. Like,
He was at my house. He's like, hey, I'm going tomorrow. I'm, what? He's like, I'm going to Blizzard House tomorrow. You're stupid.
That's 3 hours around the corner.
I did. I jumped in the truck and drove out there. Because I got out there and everybody was like, where the fuck are you staying at? I was like, I don't know. One of you fuckers have a couch.
It's Blizzard Bash. You got so many boys out there that it's
And
like
that's what I
somebody's
heard.
got a house, somebody's got a hotel room. That's what we do. Screw the hotel rooms.
Yeah, well-
You Airbnb that shit a year ahead of time, and you got way more space for cheaper.
And I was in my dually. I'd been hauling campers. I had a bed set up in the back of it. I was like, I'll sleep in this bitch. Like, don't think I won't. I was like, I'm drunk. I'll sleep in a bed of it. I don't care.
One of the guys that was out there helping us, Darren, that's what he did. He brought some stuff. He brought us a big old circus tent like it was Blizzard Bash. That was a lifesaver. The last couple of days, that wind was nasty.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, he slept in his damn truck. We're like, dude, we got a house over here. He's like, no, I'm good. He's like, you sure? He was all about it. He stayed there. He's like, got a little cold last night.
So,
I told you.
So Blizzard Bash, I mean, that's a very obtainable goal. Like, very much so. Now, if you do that, are you going to try to talk some of your friends into going with you?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to talk some people into going.
Because that's what we have figured out around here.
There's strength in numbers.
Whether it's Blizzard Bash, Gold Rush, Spring Explosion, the T-Bone Memorial, Hot Springs Havoc. I mean, you don't go by yourself. Period. You do not go by yourself, and 44 hours, boys.
Oh, Yingling.
Yingling
the
flights.
second I did that, I was like, oh, damn, I should have been in front of the mic.
I would still pick it up.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, 1,500 miles from Pioneer to Topeka.
Well, that's just a 2-day drive.
One day.
What, dude? We did one shot to Pennsylvania. What the hell's Topeka?
Well, you can ask Cy over there. Whenever I was delivering campers, I called him and I was like, hey, you want to go to Vegas? He's like, what do you mean? I was like, well, I'm getting ready to leave. Like, I'm going to Vegas. He's like, where are we staying? I was like, in Vegas.
Well, he's talking CDO. I think he said something about he's going to pick us up, right?
Yeah, so, you go to shows like that, and there is strength in numbers. Whether it's the people that you bring with you, or it's the people that you talk to there. Because you don't want to be that one lonely person.
If you
Just dump the ice, douchebag.
If we learn anything in Derby, it's no matter where you go. It's, if you're not at home, you better have some buddies with you.
Oh, yeah.
Because you are going to get hammered.
Yes.
How'd the middle of the arena feel?
Painful.
Okay, so let's get back into your run out there. Whenever you were pulling onto the track, was it a way different feeling than back home?
Yeah,
Or-
a little bit more threatening because there's more people I didn't know, and there's some boys out that was their hometown. And I knew they were gonna gang up on me.
Well, it's a difference of the first show had, 5 or 6 cars?
First show?
Yeah.
First show there were 6. Second show
Yeah.
there was 4 of us.
Yeah.
So you go from 6 to 4 to 50.
Yeah.
12.
12 and a heat.
Yes,
It
sir.
wasn't all at once. They were all gunning, but it wasn't all at once.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you would change now that the show's over? And I ask a lot of people this, and they're usually like, "Nah, probably not," because that's just how it worked.
Distributor clamp or
Right,
something like that.
And we got out here and we're like, shit, we didn't get one. We meant to get one. And then we're like, oh, there's going to be vendors there. No problem. They're going to have a distributor clamp for an HEI. Not a damn one. All they had was wheels and T-shirts and rusty bumpers nobody wanted.
What's shitty is there's one in the toolbox in my truck.
Exactly. And we figured somebody would have one. And I'm looking like I talked to Will. And he's like, no, I actually don't. Because usually that's not something that breaks. So don't worry about it. And I'm like, yeah, that's what we figured. But it was worth asking.
But as far as is there anything that you would have changed?
Having more people come out with us. We had a couple people gonna come out, but they didn't end up coming out with us.
You talking drivers or pit?
Drivers.
Big undertaking.
It is.
It is.
And especially your third show, running with, because your odds of drawing a heat with people that you know, especially if you haven't been in the game that long, so you don't have the broad range of knowing everybody. So I could see where that would be an intimidating factor. You go into your heat draw and you're like, well, I don't know anybody in here.
Yeah. I mean, even like you, there's still somebody that you consider a real good friend, and they're still going to blast your shit
Oh, yeah.
when it comes down to it. I promise you.
Yeah.
So
100%. Like, there's so many people that I know that, well, I mean, hell, we'll use Peoria for an example.
Mhm.
I was on dirt, like me and Chad Bostic. Like,
Oh, yeah. Y'all talk.
We talk a lot. Like, I know the guy personally. Like, I've never been to his house or anything, but like every time we see each other, we talk, we Snapchat and shit like that. I'm on the dirt. He's like, I was trying to get you off. I was like, yeah, kind of, maybe a little bit.
It does. If you're in the position that you're stuck, it doesn't matter how many times somebody hits you. If you're not out,
Right.
they weren't doing it.
Right.
Like, and that's your view. It's like, dude, I hit you like 3 times. Sometimes shit don't work.
Right.
And I'm not going to hang myself up to get
Right.
you out, but I'm out trying to help you.
But and I don't hold. There's no grudge there.
Oh,
I'm
no.
not gunning for the dude. There's nothing like that. But it honestly, even if you don't bring him from home, like if you don't bring him from home, you don't have the help.
Nope.
Yeah, no, we had a couple of boys that were meant to be helping me. Didn't end up helping me and said, screw that, and just beat me up.
I'll be your friend. Smack!
Well,
Exactly.
now you put that in your little Rolodex, and you remember that the next time you go.
Oh,
Yep.
so
Oh, hold on,
number
didn't
32
you-
was not my friend.
Go time.
And now you don't have a wheel.
I think everything that started with a 3 was going right up for both.
Was it?
Oh, that was the locals.
Well, and I will. I'll give you credit for this. The car that you took was very noticeable. That car was not painted to blend in.
No.
I didn't want
It
to blend
wasn't-
in.
yeah, it's
I
not-
wanted to show that I was from California and I was here to beat them.
And I think you 100% got the point across. Because you had a very bright white car.
Oh,
out there.
yes.
Well, you can't paint it bag or black. You're like, if we're coming this far, they're going to know we're here. It's going to be bright as hell, and you're going to see her fly across the track and smack the shit out of somebody.
Exactly.
So the mentality is there.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you can tell she's not scared to get in the car. We're definitely going to hear more of that name. So everybody needs to make sure that they keep that in the back of their mind.
But, as we're sitting here talking to them while they're getting ready to go get a hotel for the 187 hours that they have ended up driving last week, you can go back to derbytees.tv, derbynation.tv. You can go back and rent it, and you can watch it for the next 30 days to see what we're talking about.
I'm going to have to, because it was a really wild weekend here. There were so many derbies that we're trying to cover and watch, so I'm going to have to go back.
Yep. You can go to Track Shot Live, catch up with Minnesota Throwdown, the 101 MWFA cars on the track at one time.
Dude, that just sounds like a cluster right there. I was looking at it going, oh my God, how do you move?
They didn't meet it.
Oh, they did?
No, they had to have 128.
Yeah.
Oh,
They got 101.
I would have pulled some Power Wheels out.
you're
there.
gonna need a zip code to be able to move that many
Yes.
cars.
And then you can go right to YouTube to Stern Dirt Racing and go watch Halloween Havoc that we hit on earlier. So we just hope that your 2024 is as eventful as it was for 2023.
Derek's going to hang me for this. I'm not quite done. I got a couple more questions. Go ahead.
Get it?
Now, you've got a little support system sitting here with you.
Yes, I do.
Are you planning on jumping in and running with them at all, or riding, or anything like that? Has that been talked about?
Not really, but eventually I hope so I'll be able to run with them.
Hold on, there's that question. Have you ever rode?
We don't have
Just
any
in
of
the
those.
driver's seat.
You guys don't have passengers out there?
Yeah, we don't have anything like that. Actually, one of the first, besides the youth classes that she ran, that was the only passenger derbies that had been out there since the freaking Stone Age. But Spring X, yeah, Spring Extreme.
Dick.
I had to. They're doing a 2-man extreme, and I'm trying to con somebody into it right now because I can't get in there with my brother. We ended up in a fist fight in the damn car.
If you build the car, I'll come out and jump in.
Yeah,
with you.
he don't have enough throttle for me.
Because somebody tagged us in one. That might need to happen sometime, but
I want the pedals.
you're a dick.
I tell you what, right now, if my teammate, yeah, I'm dropping it on you, John Daly. If you do not go in there with me, I'm gonna have to drag this fucker all the way from here. I'm gonna take him out of Old Perry here, and I'm gonna have to make him drive with me.
I would do that. I'd jump in on that.
And he's gonna find out exactly where that throttle pedal goes. I'm gonna shove it up anything that's in front of me.
You've done dumber shit.
What?
You've done dumber shit.
Oh, 100%.
You rode in the compact with Josh Gordon.
That ended up in me taking a nap. I don't even want to get into that. Fucking compacts.
They are. And people
See,
think
there is no mercy over
See,
here.
and people think I'm joking when I say that. It is his favorite class because it gives him PTSD every time of going night.
You see him sneaking away with those Derby life. He still flips right to the compacts and goes around the corner.
Yeah, you all know it.
Comes out with a big old grin.
Because I think if Miss Kaitlyn, if you can ride in a little stouter car, that will give you a little bit more inclination of what your maybe future plans would be.
Yeah, because after you get out of one of those wire cars where you get in something that's a little heavier built, it'll change your complete drive style. Like, you're starting where you need to, because that's going to get your strategic driving down, where you know, hey, I can't full track this guy because I won't be able to back out of it. And then whenever you get in something that you can drive.
You can. You're just going to be looking down the header tube.
Right. But yeah, but that kind of takes the fun out of it.
Yeah, and it's looking like, I don't know, hopefully there's something a little heavier in the future with two-man extreme or, passengers or whatever. But like I said, that one that's coming up next spring, it's a limited weld class. It's the same as the regular limited weld class. It's just a two-man.
So y'all just need to come down here where it's street stocks and stock cars. And
Yeah, we've got 3 classes right now that are running pretty consistent. Our hobo class, the stock class, and then the street stock.
Yep.
Well, I mean, he's got a CDL. Do you know anyone with a private jet? We can just commute.
Yes, I do.
Well, you better start buying him more beer.
Yeah, I got a buddy with a helicopter.
That can get us a little ways. Can't get us real far, but it can get us a ways.
From that far, anything's good.
Dude, I'm thinking you're going to have to start giving some over-the-pants stuff if that's what we're talking about.
Just have to get another job.
I'm like the one I got, more or less the second one.
Well, I'll leave him alone if you're wanting to wrap this up.
You said you got another one.
Came all this way. Oh God! Now I'm gonna get this there.
So what are the plans for you all? Like, what are you all thinking as far as running? I mean, you all can slide up this direction.
It'd be nice to run out of state. I mean, my own daughter's kind of one up me. She's rolled a car before me. She's driven out of state before me. She's got a bright
Nationals
future.
before you.
Yeah.
No mercy.
So
Finding time's the hard part.
and what's your name? Sorry.
Kyle Wilson.
Okay. And what is your build style? Like, what class do you?
We've got like a limited weld class as our hometown derby, but I'll drive whatever as long as I got the time to put into it and build a competitive car.
Do you have a preference on car?
I'm born and raised a Mopar guy.
Son
but,
of a bitch.
Vastly
starting
outnumbered.
to branch out. Things are getting harder to find even in California.
So are you leaning more toward the metric Fords, or are you?
They are a bitch to strip.
They are. Man, that's why you got to find. We got a guy around here.
$100.
$100 bill.
Yeah.
$100.
That's worth it.
God, man, you can't get dinner out there for that shit.
I'll pay it.
And that dude.
Oh, all right, money bags, cough it up.
She's like, I ain't got to strip my next one. I'll take all my babysitting money.
But yes, you are 100% correct. They are a complete pain in the ass to strip.
I would 100% pay someone to do that shit for me.
I've got buddies that have the cars lined up to these guys. Just tell me and I'll swap them out. And they'll call them and say, okay, it's done. Okay, I'll bring you another one.
It takes more than $100 worth of my time to strip one.
Promise
Well,
you.
there is there's such a market for stripping cars here. A person could make a full-time job out of it and make decent money. I mean, if you wanted to do 10 of them a week, because
You better know every one of those 16 different damn sizes they use in those things.
Yeah.
That's why I like the Mopars. You can strip them in an afternoon. You only need 3 freaking sizes.
Yeah, you need a 9/16, a half inch, and a 7/16. You can take the whole car apart.
Everything but the bumpers and the motor will come out with that shit.
Yeah, because we stripped that New Yorker of mine out. I got in there with an impact and a 3/8 impact, and was just handing size shit. I was like, here's the dash.
And that was the R body, right?
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to bring out here. We couldn't find one. She got that car for free from Good Times Racing out there in Woodland. And, yeah, it wasn't like she just got the car stripped, which she actually stripped most of it herself.
How was that?
So,
Sucked, didn't it?
That sucks. Too many wires in that car.
This one smelled better than the last one.
Yes, for sure.
the last one had broken windows and was sitting in the field for a while. Hey, but it was free and delivered. Can't bitch about that.
I know, but I hate it so much.
But no, that.
So you lean more toward the old iron Mopar. So you talking shockers or?
Yeah, I like shockers. Depending on the class. I mean, if we get bigger bumper brackets and firewall forward
Seam
seam
wells.
wells,
Y-framers will come in.
Yeah, I've got.
Do you all get to run any imps and stuff out there? Or?
There's
Very,
certain
very
shows.
limited. There's a couple shows, but it'll be like an all Imperial class.
I got you.
Or you can do like an outlaw or something.
Yeah.
Or it'll be like that. Like I think there's a couple shows down south that you can run Imperials, but they're limited weld. Everybody else gets these 6 plates and kickers, and
Yeah, but
they try to level the field.
But sometimes with an imp, you don't
Yeah.
need any of that.
Yeah,
So
You
suspension.
if you build it right.
That's
That's
the
on
shit.
anything. That's the number one thing that takes out all these hard cars. Like even in Pennsylvania, that they had a hard car heat. They just went out there and beat each other's freaking spindles off, and that was the show.
Yeah, it's whoever's got the
Yeah,
only one that can steer it is the one who's going to win it.
yeah. And then
Now,
at
do
a
you
certain
all-
point, nothing moves. It's like okay, well, we're just gonna go knock each other's tires off with 5-foot shots. And it's like, what kind of show is that? Because you're not gonna send full track with those things.
No, I've seen it.
And, I mean, there's few. They're there, but it's
No,
few
because
and far
that's what
between.
breaks the driver, not the car.
Exactly.
So I guess I might sound stupid asking this. I didn't do a bunch of research before this, but do you all run lower cradles and stuff out there? Or?
Yeah, half cradles.
Yeah.
The lower with front plate. Yeah. That's about all we can
Which
do.
that's
for
what
most
that's
shows.
what about everything's went to around here.
We got to protect the investment. You can't keep breaking blocks and shit.
Well, with those Mopars, I never run one. I never run a lower cradle with my Mopar motors just because I had so many of them.
And that's what we used to do is so we didn't worry about it. We just put frickin' basically just like the flanges on the exhaust and tied that into the motor mount so it wouldn't snap the ears off.
Right. Because of that stupid wishbone
Yep.
bullshit. Yeah.
It's like you get the earlier blocks, they have, the doubled ears and crap
Right.
like that, but cast only holds so
Well,
much.
everybody's always told me that Mopars will take all that heat because of the high nickel content and the blocks, but it also makes them more fragile.
Yeah, the earlier
Yeah.
blocks have the higher nickel content.
Right.
It's like pre-71 or
Yeah.
whatever.
I'm getting the whole wrap it up hand signs from over here.
We're tired of hearing about Mopars.
The only episode.
Thank you.
Winning, he's tired of hearing about winning stuff. I mean, Kyle keeps winning shows with him, so not even hot at all.
But we probably should let them go get a hotel. I am going to look at this car and that trailer before they leave. But
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Have a look.
we'll probably go down to the gas station. That way we can actually unfold and look inside.
We're gonna drive it to the gas station. How your neighbors like
If
it?
you're in Paris, Missouri, it don't fucking matter.
You're
The
good.
cops so loud.
Don't tempt her.
Dispatcher's right behind you.
Yeah. This
That's
is,
okay. You see his shirt? They're badge buddies.
No, but
well, we appreciate the shit out of you all
yes.
coming down here. This is killer. Whenever he messaged me, I was like, we've got to make that happen.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
We appreciate you for getting
Yes.
on here.
Thank you.
See,
I
no-
appreciate being able to come on here.
no reason to be nervous.
Wasn't that bad, was it?
Oh, she has come leaps and bounds. I mean, because basically the 3 shows were all this year. She's gone from Ricky Bobby, I don't know what to do with my hands, to she's on DTV, and she's like, oh yeah, no, this, that, the other thing. Oh, that's cool. We're doing this. We're doing that. Like, no problem. She's going full celebrity in one season.
It happens. It
Got me
happens.
beat by a mile and a half.
So, congratulations. Like I said, I know the outcome wasn't what you wanted, but I think you're just the experience.
I mainly went out there for experience. Wasn't really expecting anything.
Made some more friends so that we might see when she goes to Utah. So, if we take her out there like my boys wanted to do, we take her, we take one of my boys.
Now, see,
we got
now
some friends
that's
in the area
that
now.
right there is when you have to get lined up with us, because I know I'm going out at least twice.
Let
I
me
may
know
be
what
go-
shows, and we might be able to figure something out.
I may be going to California. I ain't shitting you. I may go check that out.
April what?
I'll give them the
6th and
pedals.
7th.
April 6th and 7th?
I will give them the pedals to all that Mopar power.
I won't let off. I'll tap the brake.
Cameron, you better turn this fucker!
Brakes! First spring extreme, I drove through somebody and over a wall because my only brake was my left front. That was the only one that worked. It doesn't work in the air, let me tell you. But it looked good on TV.
Yes, it
Well,
does.
this was the first year I ever had a pinion brake.
They make a world of difference.
They do. They really do. It's so much easier on trainees.
We were running behind schedule and we didn't get one built for this because we didn't have it set up, but still worked. She had brakes. Don't need them anyway.
It's better, too, huh?
Better brakes than Spring Extreme.
That's a fact. I didn't build that car.
That's when you use the other car to stop.
I said my brakes are in their carburetor.
Just throwing that
Well,
out there, so.
We appreciate it. We're going to let you all get to a hotel and lay down for a minute.
Sleep? What's that?
Got any last words?
No, sir.
Make junk, boys.